evening, ladies and gentlemen, maadui, maarif, kings and queens. How are you guys doing? Karibuni sana. Beautiful Monday evening, 8 minutes past 4 p.m. Kenyan time. Welcome to the Rhythm Scoop Show, all about art, entertainment, and culture. And of course, that was Tulia just dropped a new song, Medusa. So go check it out. And of course support the homie. But karibuni to the Rhythm Scoop Show. They call me Essay to the Money Plans. I'm the captain right about now, but I am joined by Joby and Iboton.
What's up, Wagwan people? Karibuni sana. Hope you guys had a beautiful weekend. Hope you're ready for today's conversation. My name is Joby. Enjoy the show.
Happy days, family. I hope you're doing amazing this beautiful Monday. Sending you so much love and light, and I hope you're gonna enjoy the conversation of this beautiful magical Monday.
But how are you guys?
Kabisa, tuko sambamba.
Yeah.
Niko sambamba. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Ready for the week.
Yeah.
See what it has in store. Ready for the new month, which should be this week.
Literally.
Yeah, so we see what's up.
Yeah. Nice. How are
I'm
you?
great this
Yeah.
beautiful Monday. Yeah, feeling
You're
magical.
shining.
Yes, that's
Glowing.
what's up.
You're glowing,
Really?
Niko like sinipe nguvu kidogo.
Hey, I'm ready for
Energetic.
May.
And you're so even like from the morning she was dancing. Like I was like, hey, calm down. It's not on
That's
a
the
Sunday. We are in a Monday.
Yes, I was dancing the whole time.
Yeah, I
Even in the
remember.
bus, I was just dancing.
That's
When I was
nice.
coming here.
Must have been a good weekend. You
Must
were
have been. That's what I was saying. I was saying, Iwaton, you had so much fun this weekend. You still have the energy.
I had the best weekend
Yeah.
for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How you doing, Shmine?
Yeah.
I'm doing amazing, thriving. Of course, you can see. Inanichapa kila kona.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited for Monday. I lost my voice. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
can
how.
notice. Yeah.
I don't know
It's
how.
kinda
I just
raspy,
yeah.
inapotea.
Inapotea. I don't know what is really happening. But I think the man is just heading on a higher note. Let's just leave it
Of
at that.
course.
So,
Literally.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure.
of course we are coming back with our weekend recap and definitely our motivational quotes of the month, of the week, because we are just ending a new we're just starting a new month. So
Yes.
please share a quote for the month that will keep us active. Will keep you active throughout the month. I started with Tulia, of course. She released a new lyric video, Medusa.
shout out
Sang
to
on
Tulia.
that. Shout out to her. I'm also gonna play Palma, who just released a new song. No More. Literally hapo hivyo. By the way, this year nimekuwa vixen kwa video zote za watu.
come on.
I'm all over.
Outside.
I think I'm gonna take that as a career.
Outside. Wakulipe.
Yeah, of
Wafike
course,
bei,
that's right.
literally. Literally. Keep it locked, fam. We're coming back with our motivational quotes of the day. Yes, my quote is a simple quote. It says, to be beautiful means to be yourself. You don't need to be accepted by others. You need to accept yourself.
Alright, my quote of the day is of gratitude as we usually approach a new month this week as we end April. My quote of the day is to myself and to anyone who's maybe feeling this way. Slowing down. I'm grateful for slowing down. My body's ability to heal. All the times I kept going, the darkness and the light, every sunset, strangers who were there for me. I'm heavy on strangers, especially for me. I feel like really strangers have been there for me more than the loved ones who are there for me. Heavy tears that reveal the strength I've never known. Heavy on that. Finding another reason to love myself. Making time for peace, deep exhales, I'm deep on that as well. Not knowing what's to come, not fearing what's to come, heavy on that. Things that had to end and things that are yet to begin, heavy on that as well. So I hope you move with gratitude and understand no matter how slow things are, just be grateful for everything. Everyone who's around you, the ups and downs, the tears that make you stronger, that make you tap into the strength you have no idea about. So have a good week. That's my quote.
Mine is, you keep calling it discipline, but it's really self-devotion. Discipline isn't you forcing yourself to do what you hate. It's you returning to what keeps your spirit aligned. This is love. This is reverence.
Literally.
Yeah.
Stay disciplined.
Nice. Kabisa.
Yes, family, that is of course No More by Palma One. Welcome back to the Rhythm Scoop Show, arts, entertainment, and culture on this amazing Monday evening, 15 minutes past 4 p.m. Keep it interactive on YouTube, Karibuni, those who are listening to us on the radio, and of course those who are tuning on the website. Are we really on YouTube?
Yeah.
Alrighty, we are back on YouTube. So how was your weekend, guys?
My weekend was chilled, can't complain. Lots of rest. Yesterday was just sleeping. Saturday my brother went home, so just Saturday just running errands and a few things. But yeah, it's been a good weekend. I can't complain.
Amazing. How was your weekend?
Mine was
Amazing.
Weekend
fabulous, amazing, just
Spectacular.
outstanding.
Come on.
For sure. It was just rainbows and pixels with my girls. Yeah, it was really fun. Just a girls' time on the weekend. Yeah, I had the best time actually, reconnecting with them, just being my goofy self with them, laughing about everything. Yeah, and just being in the moment for sure.
Literally.
Yeah, I needed that.
Yeah, literally. It's amazing to have like that quality time, of course, with your people. Really amazing. My weekend was kind of chilled. Yeah, just had a lot, family and friends, just enjoying my weekend. Literally. So that is what I was all about this weekend. Ukiona hata sauti imepotea, maybe ni screen sana.
Furaha mingi.
I was happy. I was happy this weekend. Yeah, but of course, a lot has been happening over the week. There's this video I saw last week. I think we didn't talk about. Maybe we were supposed to talk about it at the Rhythm Scoop Show, or was it on Saturday? So there's this rapper called
Saturday. I'm a reaction time.
On reaction time. It came out on Saturday, so that's why maybe I took you on. So there's this rapper from Kilimani. He's called Sabiu. Mimi nimemjua tangu for some time. So Sabiu ana claim that Lil Minor has been copying his titles, his lyrics, and style and flow. So Lil Minor came out to explain. But before that, there's just comparison. And I always say, Lil Minor najulikana, like mainstream artists. Have you ever had, I have friends who are artists, right? One of them was telling me, alienda kuandika ngoma, hakacha, then you can live for producer, right? And then when you come back, unasikia, like even after some time, you hear like a mainstream rapper rapping the same thing. Like almost the same line. And you're like, listen, we might be in the same energy, but you can't tell me back to back, line to line, like how did that happen, you know? So unapata most of the time, maybe the producer anawapea ama plays there for those songs. I've also been in a space where we've actually done a song and it was supposed to be released, I think like on Friday. But on Wednesday, one guy who was with us on the studio recording, because he has a lot of numbers also on Instagram, does like a trailer of the song you'll be releasing, and then we hear the same style, the same line. So you go back and then you ask, producer anasemanga mimi sijui, in fact alituruka. Ours was like, you know, oh, sometimes I leave the studio for this guy, he checks my files and stuff, but it doesn't make sense to an extent where somebody is about to release. It even has your trademark as a producer, and yet you want to say you are not aware of it. You are aware of it, and probably you're the one who gave them that side. So you find that most mainstream artists, they go to these studios. They don't want to accept the fact that you can. I don't know why artists have a feeling that they can't actually have songwriters. You know, sometimes you're blessed, you have a good voice, but you can't write. Exactly. So just and then give that person the credits, right? This song was written by. And if you feel like you're so embarrassed, most of the artists don't want to actually accept that they can't write, so they stay. And if you can't, buy the song and don't give him his credit. Just say you're a songwriter, write for me a song and then I own it, right? Instead of actually stealing from people. And you find underdog artists wanaibiwangwa sana, mostly na mainstream artists. So let me play maybe few videos. I'll have to see when Lil Maina alikuwa anajitetea, because for me I was like, hapana, there is no way. Okay, so this is Sabiu. Amekuja kusema Lil Maina is more successful than mine. He did that on his own. My M-Pesa balance is 300 for the weekend. My music, I think that he was just bitching. So that is Sabiu, right?
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, scale Lil Maina. You know, you feel the difference.
Where is this?
That's Lil Maina fast now.
No way.
That's Sabiu. Lil Maina.
I'm not talent to go in there.
That's my bar. He copied my whole fucking flow.
That kissed me through the phone.
He copied my. I do get that you have me back like. Oh, fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar.
Friend?
So Sabiu amejam. Ameenda beach kwa stories, ameenda akafanya collection of his songs. And if you also look at the timing unapata sasa Sabiu ziko released before and then Lil Maina later, because you can say, oh, maybe this is the one that is copying Lil Maina. Let me go and look at when it was done. Unapata zake ni 2 years ago, Lil Maina 6 months. So like, why are artists doing this and this and this? But I'm gonna play Lil Maina kujitetea.
Hakuna like unachokia ni inanichekesha ni bro, hakuna saa nimekaa chini online kasema acha ni kuinspire na msi. Never my whole life bro, like usikuna like don't hate on me because like I'm getting all this sauce bro, like set kubaya or anything. Bani unajua ni umechoka tu kutulia nini, acha ngoma njongele. Like bro, how msivile na ku watu wengine ongea nao bro, watu wengine tulia nao endelea kitu yote kisha ngoma nikionyesha process ni ngoma na inspiration nilitoa na posting anasema mimi sikushika chini kasema ati I was inspired by Sabiu. What? No bro, I respect the guy, like I do not have any problem with him. But bro, kikuja tena kwa mtana naanza kusema ati kama tuko na shida, mimi tuko na shida, tunakuja na emotion yako bro. Hakuna unajua nichekesha ni bro, listen, I don't listen to Sabiu bro. Like I don't listen. Tena kusikiza bro, nitaenda nikiona post kitu yote ni
Umesema umsikii tena, mbona unasema tena umsikii?
alafu na like kiona kali ni promote kitumia kitu yote kisha ngoma
Yeah, so
I feel like I'm not a lawyer, but I've come to understand a whole lot of things. You can just tell someone is lying through their words. If you know how to just code words, you like past tense. We've been taught past tense, present tense.
Exactly.
Why are you mixing past tense, present tense? You know? What do you mean sources?
ukisema mimi
What do you mean by sources?
anasema anapata sauce.
Hey,
Like a lot of sauce, a lot of bag, a lot of attention. Yeah, that's what it means.
I don't like Lil Maina anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. This is just industry beef that's I don't know, man. I don't like Lil Maina. I don't like Lil Maina. I don't like this other guy. Yeah, but you're a breeder. Yeah, that's already known. Whoever doesn't know it, just pretend I don't like breeder. I don't like Lil Minor. What I'm just gonna say on this, I feel like most of the people are copying you. I feel like it's the same thing we were trying to say last week on the, I think on, still on the Rhythm Scoop show.
Yeah.
Most of the people are copying you. They're not gonna admit they're copying. It's like you're saying, see someone buying a pink shoe
They
because you
wanna
had a
be.
pink
Oh,
shoe.
yes,
Or, you know,
exactly.
they're not gonna agree it's you inspiring them.
facts.
Most of the people are gonna be in denial.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's just been in denial because you said you don't listen, like you said you don't listen, but time unamskiza unapata time ya kumskiza
Na
sana.
unasema umsikizi.
If you ain't a fan, you
I
wouldn't
don't
even
listen
know.
to you, like,
You'd be acting
don't-
shocked, like who's this guy? Who's this?
Yeah, it's
Personally, I've never heard of him. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just goes all
Ni
the
tu
way back
rich kids
to.
huko wakilimani.
Yeah, and then he has money. Lil
Yeah.
Minor akona do. He can tap na ma producers pia wanataka mtu anataka do. Like mtu anataka pesa ya kulipa rent and all that. Bills are pending. I'm not gonna refuse someone who's paying me while we're kuja studio sijui after how long na kuna lines zako hapa anaweza tumia.
Right, that's so bad.
Like I'm
As a
not just saying.
producer,
that's a
I'm-
good thing,
That's
right?
literally how
Because
people are
it's
saying.
unprofessional.
Yeah,
it is.
but that's what is happening.
And they should be sued.
That's what is
Yeah, you
happening.
should, because
Yes.
we and your producer, if for example me, the producer I'm working with, they have a contract, right? It's supposed to be kitambo waipe buzz tukapata hivyo. This time when we go record ni mimi na msanii na producer, 3 of us.
Yeah.
And then ukisikia kitu imefanyika
Yeah.
because they were even stealing like your strategies. Like you sit down, you think that somebody is your friend, right?
Yeah.
You start having a comment, hey, mimi nataka kufanya hivi, the next time you release sijui nini. Before Friday, somebody has done. And you're the same people. Na nakuja kukuchekelea hivi. I went and I approached the man. Nikamwambia, yo, kwani rada? Well, what were you teasing on your Instagram? Imagine he looked and he said, it wasn't that serious. Laughing. I'm like, that's really bad.
It's really serious.
It's really serious. How do you sit there? You cram every battle, but you go put on your song. You claim it's yours, and you want to release before us. Like, it doesn't make sense. Watu tasema si ndio tulikuko?
Yeah.
Copy na idea ilikuwa yetu originally.
It's
And then
making
you
some type
you
of
laugh
way.
with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm telling you. You have to be really careful, mostly in the industry. Like you have to be really careful
I
with
agree.
things you share, how you operate, even your plans. You have to
Yes.
release your next episode. Hata watu waone.
Yes, don't say it.
Hata usikue kama una team ya kuongelea
Yeah.
marketing strategy
Yeah.
yako. It's you and your team only.
Yes.
Let people see. Treat people as fans, not as your
I
friends.
totally
literally.
agree with that.
Yeah.
If this is true, this is so low, honestly. If it's true,
Yeah.
it's so low.
But
You don't
evidently
do
it
that.
is just true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If it's true, it's so low because I don't mind Lil Minor's music, honestly, but also give honor to whom it's due.
Yeah.
It's the person you just said it.
I know, it's
Just
not
say I
bad.
like him, I like his flow and everything like that. Of what we have people that we look up to in regards to like, oh my god, they inspire me, the way they sing, the way they vibe, the way they do things, and it's okay. But then just don't take the whole thing.
Exactly.
Like you just copy and paste. It's
I
too
know.
much.
Yeah.
And now we know about this guy now.
Yeah.
We didn't know about him.
Afadhali hata uibe
Right?
smartly.
Yeah, just don't do it
Don't do
also.
it.
Because in regards to the video that you've shared, there's a lot of
Resemblance.
resemblance to the flows,
Yeah.
the hits, the
The
bars.
bars, exactly.
Me, I'll
Yes.
say most of these people are trending because they just have money. Number one, to tap into producers, because producers unataka kulipwa again. They have money to tap into video shooting. Unaweza shoot literally hata kama video haina mpangilio, bora tu umefika bei ya kamenje ya 4K or whatever. Locations pia, they have money to pay for good locations to shoot videos. Even collabs. I've been speaking about collaborations. People are literally tapping into collabs because they have money. But ukisikiza talent is work. Talent is just super work. But anyway, Mjibana.
And most of these mainstream artists, they don't want also to tap into somebody who they feel is better. They feel
Always.
it's
Yeah.
So if they see an underdog artist who is good, they'd rather do a collab with a work
Yeah.
mainstream artist ndio muoshe kwa
It's so
ngoma.
true.
Or tell the underground rapper alipie pesa yenye wanajua watapata. So it becomes really a huge ass problem
That's
for
so
them.
bad.
But of course what I'm gonna say, mi sipendangi Lil Maina ngoma zake, anakuanga chini kwangu. I've always said this one. I feel like he's known mostly for his style, for his personality, for the way he moves. The first time I had Lil Maina was through Katie, and she used to like go crazy about him, and I was like, who Lil Maina ni nani? Sijui Stana. In fact, people started calling themselves Stana girls. You remember? Sini Stana, sijui Stana. So I really wanted to know who the hell he is. I started hearing his music. I'm like, Yeah, but you see how he moves with all the bodies, all the swag. So I think that is what people have tapped into, his lifestyle. He sells more of lifestyle than music. So utapata people go crazy. Somebody would say, let's do this, and people will turn up again. He has that influence. But musically, kama when mtu mwenye anaelewa good music, if you listen, it's not all that at the end of the day. So literally, kukubali tu cheki, mimi nilifanya hivi na hivi, kama utaki kukubali, pia mtu credits zake. And if you feel like somebody is good, simfanye collab na yeye. Like do a collab. Because ukiangalia the style is almost the same, like uko like, so who is who. In fact, Sabi akianza kurap, uko like, koni Sabi ama uwani mine, unajua.
And also you should never feel like, oh my god, this person is gonna outshine me. Oh my god, if you're guidely and divinely aligned or led, everybody has their tribe.
Exactly.
And yourself, you don't have to be like, oh my god, Joby will take my spotlight. No, nobody can ever take your spotlight.
You're you.
Yeah.
You're you and you're alone.
And your people, the people who follow you, they love you for whatever their personality or whatever they're actually attracted to. So I think it's actually people's insecurity because they feel like, oh my god, Joby will outshine me, so I'm not gonna tell her about this information or show her this thing, you know. They feel super insecure about themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, just one thing, I feel like we also blame the consumer so much, who are us, and consumer, the people who listen to music. We just like to listen to any type of music, so long as it's pop, utasikia kila mahali, unajua. But people don't want to listen to good music. Play good music for people wanachoka.
Yeah.
Wajua wanataka kusikia tu mediocre, wanataka kusikia what type of bullshit music. So unapata hata mwenye tu ako na marketing mzuri ndiye atawin. I'm like, yes, you copied me, but I can claim it's mine because mine has numbers. And that's why unapata Lil Wayne anasema, let the music speak for itself. Bro, umeiba. It will speak for itself because when Lil Wayne uko na jina already. So definitely ngoma zako zitahit. But ukweli useme kama umeiba umeiba. I'm gonna go through the comments and just hear what people need to say about this. And of course mtasema huyu boys uko ana mtasema high schoolers pekee ndio wanapenda Lil Wayne.
Literally.
So literally. It's high schoolers and maybe first years and second years, I don't know, you know. Asema at least high schoolers wamepata stories of preps next week. Somebody saying he had to respond before watoto warudi shule. Mtu anasema it's sad but ukweli ni tu mwenye akona better marketing atarich watu wengi whether imeiba flow or not. Somebody saying Kenya wasanii ndio wengi kuliko mafans. Somebody saying Lil Wayne ubamba tu mafala. This is someone saying lakini hakuna mwizi ukubalie ni mwizi. Nasema mkisema mimi ni mwizi mtaiba tena zaidi. Nasema hizi ni minor issue.
The only song I like about him is just in Akina.
This one also about that one.
Never Pose, no. Never Pose. I like that song.
I like the one for Cruise.
Yeah.
Cruising,
like
yake na King Kaka. Yeah. So mtu anasema I'm with Sabi Wu on this one. I'm a big fan of both of them and I always thought they could be a good friends. Their music is similar anyway, but by the way, hakuna shida if inspirations come from your peers. There's no problem.
Yeah, you just need to admit.
Acknowledge it.
That's all. Hakuna mtu atajump. Kubali. Even tu uko na more sources than he does, like you say.
Exactly. And maybe numbers, because hadi Sabu ni rich kid. Ni tu uko akilimani, unaget. Ni venye tu I think amepata numbers mingi. Lil Wayne has that influence better than Sabi, because I guess you are the first time you're hearing that name, Sabi, right? Exactly. So yeah, that is what is happening over there. That is what happened. Still talking about music and entertainment. Let's talk about this club bouncers. I don't know if you've ever experienced any how do you say?
Altercation.
Yeah, altercation with any club bouncers or something like that. You've never. Have you?
Yeah.
Alright. I don't think I have either, but I have a friend who has, and ilienda ikago so bad, you remember?
Yeah.
We even had to go to jail
Court.
for like 3 days, court and stuff like that. There've been how do we say scenarios where we find these people, because that same club ilifungwa.
Yeah.
Na ilifungwa juu body ilipatikana
Kwa septic tank.
and if I wanapiganga watu wanaenda hadi wanakutupa hapo, because first and foremost you're drunk. So when you're drunk you're weak. Kinaweza kugonga na udedi. That is what I learned. Mostly when you're drunk, don't fight. Don't ever even hit anybody. You may just see the person even their head. Unajua, and that's a lesson I had learned in the hardest ways possible. So that club walikuwa and it was very very rampant. People used to say club bouncers wanapiga watu. Hii club wanapiga di madem. Like, can you just keep it? Plus people are under the influence, you know. So when somebody is under the influence, you're supposed to be very lenient. So imagine septic tank wametafuta mwili for 7 days. Watu wanasema the last time mzee alitoka nje ya club na ni bounce alimfuata. Alafu anasema tuanze muona. Only for wanani wakuje wachimbe septic tank wapate mwili ilitupwa kwa ndani there the 7 days. It is so sad. But there's also a nightclub in Kisumu. I think it's called Otro, a nightclub located at intersection of Olieki and Nyerere roads on an outcast of the city CBD. Is on the spot after security bouncers reportedly clobber and villa to near death. So they say the witness say the victim, identified as Lennox, was at the party spot on Sunday night until early Monday, when under unclear circumstances he was kicked out of the club. His close associates said bouncers from Otro pursued Lennox on the foot at least 300 meters from the club to around Manyata Arab areas, where they viciously descended on him, seriously injuring him. Those who responded to the scene rushed Lennox to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital, where he is being treated for grievously bodily harm and remains in critical condition on Monday afternoon. So the club is just to make a statement on the incident, which was sparked outrage of the Lakeside City. So that is what is happening. Sometimes people go to club. Me, if I want to go to club, I go to club for no bad reason. Nataka kujibamba, niko na stress zangu. I just want to dance. I have to have a good time. Nobody goes to the club without any plan, unless when you fire. Unajua, unless kuna rafiki zako watabai. Unajua, but sisi tunasema acha niende club in order na sina pesa. So I have my own money. Security is supposed to be top notch, unajua. Regardless, because I believe it's bigger clubs. Kuna bigger clubs in different areas. Yes, there are ones maybe ziko Kilimani, West, but hata kuna zingine tu zenye ziko huku downtown. But they are really quality clubs. People run all the way to Quiver, all the way to Thika Road. People come all the way to Evo here because it's a really big club. And it's supposed to offer like a really good security. But imagine the people you put on the security wanaenda wanapiga watu, wanawaua, wanafanya nini. It doesn't give a really because even at that time, you remember that case, they actually paid the police officers na wakageuza case. Because you can't find a club. You can't find a club and you're alone. They won't allow first and foremost club iaribiwe jina and ifungwe juu yako. So they will pay however much to actually turn the story against you. And that is what mostly happens. They run away with this, and a lot of people, you can tell how many people have died. Even like, just give an example. How did Babuino get into a club with a gun?
Question.
Alichekiwa because you have been checked at the gate, right? Ukiingia club wanafungua, mbona wasiche kama kuna time nyingine. Hata angalia tu, like for example, let me give Alchemist that has had like maybe unajua wewe unapata if you're white wait out India like hey just go, but black people
even without an ID,
but kuwa black aya kama fika hadi hiyo maybe tuseme uko na hiyo ID watakwambia below 25 they'll always find an excuse because you're just black, you know. Mostly kama wewe ni kijana mwenye unakaa wamekuja judge hawakubali virahisi, but you'll see just them wanaingianga tu there's a lot of that that is happening, and it brings a lot of insecurity to people. I don't know, maybe you thought about that conversation.
Well, I feel like right now there should be we've been having cases of clubs, number one, even making noise. Habanos has been on the spotlight a couple of times. And not just Habanos. We have so many clubs that are literally, they're literally on residential areas and they're making a whole lot of noise. I feel like we should have, if we really had serious security management when it comes to noise pollution, number one, I'm going to start with noise pollution. Clubs should be number one, taken down in residential areas. Churches too. There's a whole lot of churches ziko kwa residential areas. You know, just utapata kuna kanisa moja hapa ingine pale. You know, na hapo bado katikati kuna club. Like, what's going on? Noise all over. So number one, noise pollution should be checked. If we really had serious people who are literally taking care of noise pollution in our country, you won't go to US and find that kind of behavior, or even Dubai. You know, let's developed countries that literally very well organized. Like utapata clubs hapa na hapa na hapa. Na ukipata club ni classy, you know, classy, to classy to, you know, it's just crazy. So secondly, also security. I think there should be the same way I think I've spoken about the conductors having a license, or we've been you know, a conductor, the license ama ni certificate. I think certificate of you being a conductor. The same we should go to to the security, you know, especially in clubs.
eti wetu ni mkubwa
Because,
unaendanga
yeah,
gym,
just because you have a big
Yeah.
body now,
No.
you know, your features are the ones that
Yeah.
sell you on now. I feel like number one, you should start with the mind, you know. Mindset is everything, you
you.
know. Are you able to what in your right mind? That
Yes.
should be the type of interviews. How are you supposed to handle a drunk person who's
Yes.
maybe disturbing in the club?
Yes.
You know, how will you handle such a person? If
Like
you're
a
someone saying
training.
they're going,
Yeah.
if you're someone, you know, I'm gonna carry them because I have the biggest strength.
Right.
You're not qualified for this job. You know, we need people with critical thinking again. How can you handle people who are drunk in the club?
That's
Because
a
when
fact.
someone is intoxicated,
Mhm.
again, you're all over.
Yeah.
You know, you're just having your fun. You know, in the club, maybe you wanna, you know, you're so maybe dancing. Uko tu
Yeah.
kuna tutu me have been menda club mara kadhaa tunanga tu kuna tunakwanga tu all
Eh.
over. Maka bouncer mwambie, hey, wewe tulia, you know,
true.
ama kaa hapa, ama isha
They're moving
chukuliwa.
from one end to
One
the
place to another,
other.
unashanga huu ni nini? But at the same time unamuelewa, hey, huyu ako maji.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be rough on that kind of a
That's a
person.
fact.
So there should be, I think, literally skills or requirements of you before you apply or get these job opportunities. You know, if you can be able to, I think majorly how do you handle people?
Yeah.
Because from there, everything else is just easy. Because what the reason why you kept this to ensure, of course, the people entering the club, you know, number one, they have the requirements, kama ni ID, whatever, search, whatever, and then what wanatoka pia na the same order, like hakuna kusumbuana, hakuna vita, unafaa kutuanisha vita.
Yeah.
But sasa kama wewe ndo unaanzisha vita, I feel like we just have literally wrong people in
I
the
agree. Only money only.
wrong people working for the wrong spaces, literally.
Yes, that is so true. That's why that club should be closed down. We've been having a lot of issues, a lot of companies, right? It's the buses, no, it's the clubs, and all. It's always about
Imagine.
taking care of people. Honestly,
Kama nimepatana na
I
yeye
understand that the people are literally opening these businesses, the clubs, because of money. Obviously, if you're having such a business, you know people are going to come in with different personalities. Literally, they're going to be all over. They're going to, literally, it's a place where people relieve their stress also. So I agree with what Jody has said. You should have people who've gone through training, not about the body, because nowadays you just speak because you're a little bit huge and you know, you got the body, you're a bodyguard.
Yeah.
But you don't have any zero patience. You have like zero patience
Exactly.
with people, right? Maybe you, as an individual or as a bodyguard, you have anger issues yourself. So how can you handle someone who's literally intoxicated? They don't understand what they're doing. They're just having the best fun, and the place where that really happened is at the club. So you also have to understand. You have to be super patient with these people, with these individuals, and be able to handle them because you're there and you're literally sober. So don't treat them like they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Not really 100%.
They are not 100.
Yes.
literally, yeah.
So this is sad because it's someone's son or someone's husband, brother. Not good. I hope they close it down.
I feel like, being honest, especially bouncers, is just the same as the police officers. They are the most poorest people. The most poorest people. Because bouncer alipop sangapi. Club means I wear props zake. So
Right.
we need people who are really professional. Like, you can't be acting the same as your lifestyle. You go in a high-end place, then you're still acting poor.
Right.
You know? Again, how you present yourself, people will judge you. So unaenda ukibeba beba watu olela, umetoka ghetto. Like,
You
your
should handle
lifestyle is
them
still
like
trying to patch up.
babies, like a little child.
I
If
feel
someone is intoxicated,
Yeah.
they should be handled like a baby.
Yeah, I also feel the reason why people would go to clubs, number one is because of the services.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
even your bouncers have to have good services. Sit in Ingia, like there's one I used to go it on Mombasa Road. It's actually a nice
Okay.
club, very big. Jobi tumeenda hata na wewe huko. But this club, ukishajua bouncer, hata usiwata kucheki.
It's a
Unajua?
fact, yeah.
And it just shows a lot of bias.
And how you carry yourself
Yeah,
also.
it just shows a
How
lot
is
of biasness. I'm like, why would you check this one? Mwingine ameshakikiwa out, unajua?
Yeah, that's true.
Because of sijui viatu zake zilishika matope. Unaona huyu nikaa na pesa, unajua?
But
Huyu
also I
amekuja
can
na mali.
understand.
Unajua? Then don't serve. I feel like what you do is, I mean, ikifika hiyo point, take money first. Unajua? Chukua pesa, ulipe hizo services. Services ni grab and go. Services ni
Right.
orders you do that. But unaweza kuwa unadharau mtu tujajava bling. Mwingine ako na fake bling na yeye ndiye anado.
It's a
Unajua? So you never know. But also I feel like services, it comes even down to the waiters. If your waiters would serve you well,
Yes.
people would kind of say they have really good services. I want to go back there. But sema hiyo club watu upigwa watu wana who will go there? Unajichafulia tu. Exactly.
Yeah.
Unajua? So you find you lose a lot of business, a lot of marketing, a lot of money
And your
as a-
reputation
and your
is
reputation
super scrapey.
literally
Yes.
because they even try to bring Hornbill back. Ilikata. Wamekadi club ingine. But people have the notion of they even change the name and everything. Have you ever had even somebody in that club?
No.
Nobody goes there. Literally, everybody, if they come to Rongai, they want to go to Evo because now it has replaced it. But that Hornbill used to be a very huge ass club. They rebranded Imekata because they used to. A lot of people are being beaten, killed just because
Okay,
of Bao.
that's really a lot, honestly.
And it is just
Yeah.
super. Hata hiyo story ya kuwa watu walijaribu kuificha hiyo na septic tank. They tried because it was also posted on the vlogs and people used to talk about it. Mimi pia nime experience hapa Hornbill kuanga hivi na hivi, you know. So ona tu umepoteza club, umepoteza jina hivi. Hata jaribu kufungua club nyingine.
That is true.
If people know it's yours, nobody's going to find out later.
And it's actually the way actually about life, how you treat people, will definitely determine how other doors will definitely open up for you.
Most
Because
definitely.
maybe if I mention this person, they're like, oh my god, even you, they're like, okay, I don't want to work with that person.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's talking crap about you and what you did to them, you know?
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is what is happening. But there's also a video here I want us to talk about. This is about a guy. It's giving mixed reactions on social media.
Okay.
Somebody said he's shaming this guy. The other one is saying he's trying to help. But let's listen to this because I feel like for a video, one was the classmate of the other. They used to be classmates kitambo. So I think maybe moja, huyu mwingine kama si drugs or anything hapo kwa streets.
He's homeless.
Yeah,
I
he's
saw the
homeless
video.
and
He's
stuff
homeless.
like that,
So
yeah.
this classmate bumped into him and started recording him.
Yeah.
But I think Skiza.
Okay.
So I didn't hear the audio, but I just saw the action.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give my.
Alright.
I was just.
tuone tujue ni aje, tujue ni nini tutafanya, tujue yote sasa ubadilishe. Nimeamua kuja hapa na Jonzi ya sisi tunaweza kunisapoti na Jonzi hapa, tujue yote ipo ndio kajuo akatumia kajuo na wewe hakurudisha mia watu wangu wewe salimia sasa ndio Jonzi sio ni classmate wangu salimie huyo Jonzi my classmate sio yote lazima kuona tujue wanaona kanywele sio hapo kubaya kabisa kuja Jonzi kuja asimi na njia kwa na JD sijaze kwa JD unataka kwa nile mmoja tukitiji na matio na tuno ya kisho cha Korea kana yani to rehabilitation center kile kana wote mkiji
Rehab, so of course drugs.
na tundu tukaleti na moto lini wake just a very good person kwa ninacho shukuru alikuwa mkumburewi sana ama na wadanganya jote ndio ambao walikuwa toka waambie tu ndio jote so lazima tu hello my good people leo nimepata na classmate
Yeah, like nika mimi sijui kama kuna vitu kama hataki tu kukua hapo. It's also there's a lot of uncomfortability from his end kama hataki kushikwa. But yeah, somebody is saying you're shaming your classmate over here. This is we've had the video. He met his classmate. I think he also speaks in Kikuyu and the watu wamsaidie sijui what he actually says. But maybe do you think because the man is facing online backlash and after posting a video of his former classmate who appears homeless and visibly uncomfortable being filmed.
I feel like his choices of words, is the way he's talking father like okay. But also it's a way if you want people to help you help somebody, there's a way you approach it. We see a lot of people coming here and talk and actually having video or a short interview with someone, and it's like, oh my god, I think they're doing the right thing. You definitely want to help them. But the way he's approached this matter, it's off. But I believe, but he had the best intentions.
Yeah.
Yes, I think maybe the choice of words or the way he really approached this matter, for me, was a little bit off. Yes.
I feel like for me that was wrong. Nikipatana na classmate wangu mafanya kwenda kutafuta. Ndio kudaiti unaniongelelea siji tutafutana. Utaniambia unanitanzia nini number one. I feel like that is really wrong. And then the issue or the behavior of people helping you and then recording. Like why Mbona, if you really want to help someone genuinely, why are you recording? Why do you want to gain numbers for you being a kind person? Do it and no one has to know. Actually do it and figure out if unaweza msaidia, if unaweza msafisha, mpeleke kwa barber shop, you know, get his hair cut, you know, get him washed up, get him some new clothes, maybe somewhere to stay. As he figure shit out, then fine. But you recording and still living in the same street, umesaidia na nini? Na chai ambao na mandazi za mbao, shameless. I'm gonna say shameless. Shame on that man. Yeah. You should be very ashamed.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm having like two thoughts about this. Sometimes I feel like some people wanaenda kufilm ndio wanataka watu wasaidie.
Evidence.
There's that, like for example, if I am, people always question kwanza when you peleka street food. And nimeona hiyo sana, you take the street food to people you film. I'm like, kama ulikuwa unataka kusaidia kweli, you didn't have filmed. But ukihear from their perspective, wanasema I want people to raise even more. See it from me. And then raise even, because when I tell them if you want to help, donate, niendelee kudo my services, right? Which makes some sense. Now to come I feel like this guy, the approach, because you've seen the Komondi, anaendanga kusaidia watu kwa streets, I think the approach was really bad. It comes very aggressive.
Also you made him feel like less than.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm flossing on my classmates and this is his downfall. That is what he was giving. But ukisikia anaambia watu eti anataka wamsaidie wapelekeria and even people to collect some bag for this guy. It might have come as okay, mimi sina, lakini kishika hii video maybe ni post ni tag Nairobi Gossip wataona wakusaidia watu wa kudonate. Maybe that was the intention. Unajua, and that's why it came really wrongly. But of course also, if you can help on the low, the better.
Yes.
Because more blessings will come. Because sometimes people will question your genuinity when it comes to camera. Because everything that is on 1, 2, 3 camera is acting. It's never the real. So people will always question your intentions, literally. But something is saying good thing about publicity is that there is no negative or positive publicity. At the end of the day, I'm sure Jonte will get help that he needs. Somebody says saying, I know this guy, the parents died, akona mali, lakini who are the relatives? They are the reason why he's on the streets. Somebody wrote that. Somebody saying, nani amwambia avute bangi shule? Huruma ibaki kwa estate. You know, and somebody saying, kama mtu hataki kuonekana kwa kamera, mbona umuonyeshe? Unajua, because there was a lot of uncomfortability ya Jonte. But look at Jonte akisema rehabilitation, maybe hata zake tu zimeshika. Hey, I'm trying to look at I'm like, Jonte, unadhani yako uncomfortable ama tu zimeshika? Because he's not even talking. Unajua, anakisikia aliko like, the Jonte probably amekama wada asubuhi. Who was anataka tu kumsaidia, unajua? I feel like they were too quick to call this one without full context. The guy sounds like he was genuinely trying to uplift an old classmate, not exploit him. Maybe he felt hoping others could step in and help Jonte too. And let's be real, Jonte's reaction could have been from being high, not somebody has saying from being high, not just because ushakuwa unashana na mtu ziyako tu hivi inaweza kuwa kama vitu pia, unajua. The guy even says they should help him, maybe even get him to rehab. The heart was in the right place. Somebody saying I don't see any problem hapa, ama nikikuyu tu amwelewe. This is how people are helped online. Thanks to that guy Jonte will get help. So kila kitu mnaangalia negatively. The good thing is about tomorrow is that it will come fresh for all of us. Just because today was good for him doesn't mean Jonte won't have his turns. Asema we were raised differently. He's just trying to help. Somebody saying Jonte was uncomfortable being recorded. Kuja Jonte, kuja. No. Off camera help in real help. Don't cloud what Joby was actually saying. And it genuinely looks like he wants to. I think also it's aggressive. When alikuwa naisema kuja unajua kuna mwenye tu ako na aggressive towards you'd be
True.
like, "Ai bro, tulia, unajua unanipeleka mbio sana." Yeah, but that is what is happening. He has actually faced backlash. But from these comments unasikia anasema he's in the right place. People, but I don't know, man. So let's see if Jonte will get much. But I just feel like it depends on how you approach the situation.
Yes.
Aulize tu professionals kama Kimeshiko. Mezoea kwa.
They are very empowering. It's like, yeah, we should definitely help this lady.
I know, and then they play this video background music ya sadness.
Emotional.
Alafu naona tena slow akishika mtoto mkono. Eriko amelan piano.
Naweza ona God hata but
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so that is what is happening. That is what is happening. Talking about being in the right place and maybe genuinity.
hiki kitu tu
We have here Bahati, who is now trending. And Bahati amesema, I never planned to leave gospel music, but the hate was too much and the pretense. Hata hawa wa mama wenye ni spiritual hawapendani. So let's listen to
Okay.
it.
tuache uongo, tuache kutumia jina la Yesu hapa. Yaani unaona hii inaenda chini because unasikia hata hawa mama wenye ni spiritual wapendani.
Lakini kwa TV Sunday
Ai, kama wanapendana nataka tu niambie one of the artists and I really love him so much that you enjoy. Mbona jemba na mazima sikajua leo? Tuwe wa kweli, tuache nini? Hao watu hawapendani hadi sasa pengine mtu anaona, for example, I'm just using Mercy as an example, but ni ukweli. Watu ni ukweli.
the pretense was too much.
It was too much.
Yeah.
And mi si mtumishi wa Mungu, mi ni mtoto wa Mungu. And I'll be very honest, I never planned to live. Tunakulana si wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Unajua ingekuwa ni calligraph. Hypothetically. Unajua ingekuwa ni calligraph angetoka aambie mtu. Sasa Mr. Vichu ako gospel, anavumilia, anafungua nyumba. Unaunderstand? Mungu mtoto asikangi simu zake. Alafu mnauliza, mbona mama siku hizi hawatoi hit songs? Mungu alienda bwana. Mungu alienda. Mungu acha Mungu asaidie Zaru zai.
Sino kwani tu.
Hao watoto unajua watu wote ni watoto wa Mungu. Yeah, you understand? Andika wacha mimi na kuandika ngoma. Mr. V anafungiwa nyumba na nisamee bro. Kama ameandika hizo songs zote, mtu amshikie simu. Bige songs sasa tuko gospel gani? Wow, akipo tumalize interview tu hapa tutaenda. Mtu ako gospel gani? Yaani tunakulana si wenyewe kwa wenyewe. Unajua ilikuwa ni calligraph.
Alright, so we have a former Bahati, former gospel musician, shared on Mic Check podcast that he switched to secular music due to negativity and insincerity he faced in the gospel industry. He stated, I never planned to leave gospel, but the hate was too much and the pretense. Hata hawa mama wenye ni spiritual hawapendani. He gave an example of, I think Mr. V, I think he's a writer, a songwriter.
Yeah.
Sometimes mlango wake ilifungwa and nobody comes to the rescue. But I feel like that happens in like entertainment sana, not only in gospel. Like your real friends are
True,
not
right?
celebrities.
Yeah.
Your real friends are not the ones you met on social media, the ones that have 1 million views like you, the ones that you meet and greet with. We were just talking about it just with Jontin and Jenga just a few days ago, you know, relating to what is really happening there. Nobody's coming through. The only people who are coming through ni wenye kukomesha kwa kila siku. Unajua how wenye, that's why you never also cut off people who are real. And I've been seeing people saying, oh, CGT, we don't, it doesn't mean if you don't talk to me, we're not friends. Unajua. Exactly. So you might be busy. Me, I tend to understand at a certain point when somebody just gets to some type of level, maybe usani. Utamuona regularly. Unajua. Utamuona ana make new friends or making new networks, you know, but never forget also your real people, because when things go down, they're the ones that come to your rescue. Yes, gospel, I feel like ni kweli ilikuwa na pretense mingi. If you look at when wametoka gospel side, the way they are wilding, you can tell they were not comfortable at that space. Angalia kina Masterpiece. Just an example, because I feel he's one of the big Willie Paul. You know, look at Willie Paul, look at the drama, look at everything. And hata tu muziki zenye anaimba sasa. Uko like, were you really comfortable at that space? Or because sasa iko named gospel, there's a way you have to behave. Gospel artist, there's a way you have to carry out yourself. There's a way people will look at you because you chose that genre.
Right.
Only Mungu amekupa talent, you're in your spiritual journey. lakini
trying to say
hiyo ni
thing.
spiritual journey ndio
Trying to
unajaribu
find
kufigure
who
out
you
who you are.
are.
But
Yeah.
hata shaika like niche.
They're
This is
like
where it's supposed
do's
to-
and
yes,
don'ts.
exactly.
Yes.
Pros and cons. You can't do this. You can't do that. You as a gospel artist, you can't do. And then you find them wanatoka nje, you're like, oh my God. So this was you.
Yeah.
If you could have been just comfortable, you know. It goes back to even now. I relate to my church, right? My home church. SDA, the dressing, the jewelry. So I'm always like, does jewelry cut you off from God? You know, it's really bad. I don't want to buy earrings, I buy earrings. And then I go to, that is something I was
Yeah.
always knowing, ukienda church unafuva hivi, unajua. And then my first time seeing other people from other churches, now we were, I'm like, mnaendanga church hivo?
Right.
Hadi na makeup, I was
Yeah.
always shocked, like ilikuwa inanishoking, I just wanted to go, dress up,
Yeah.
niende tu, ni feel, kumbe hii church, mtu anaweza enda akifeel, hivi na hivi.
Yes.
And because I used to question like, what the hell is happening, unajua. There is just a lot when it comes to religion, and I feel like religion is more of power, because if it is
Yes.
you just knowing who you are, where you want to follow, your spiritual journey is supposed to be within. I feel like
Yes.
kukuwa na intermediary, and I feel like the religion itself was the downfall of gospel music, because gospel is not hitting as much as it. You remember the Groove Awards? You remember that time
People are
gospel was-
waking up.
yeah, you remember what was really happening at that time, where people used to make a lot. Saa hizi gospel artists wanasafu, unasikia anasema sijui watu wanafungiwa mlango,
Yeah.
watu wanafanyiwa nini, mtu aende imbe conscious, lakini asiyejiweke kwa I'm a
Yeah.
gospel artist, I'm just a clean artist.
Yeah.
Unajua, so yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me, literally.
I do agree. I think gospel artists, gospel was not really paying. I think we've discussed this a couple of
Yeah.
times. It wasn't paying, so that's why we see most of the people who have come out even to speak about it. They were
Yeah.
not making money, in this industry, so that's why they had to shift. Which
Yeah.
is secular music. Kila mtu asikiza secular music every now and then, and majority of the people. Watu wengi wanajifanya tu Sunday, lakini mpate Monday to Friday to
Yeah.
Saturday. Nianguka nayo vibaya sana, you know. That is one. I think also secondly, we spoke about this on Friday, about celebrities pretending to care about each other because when they meet on these events or whatever occasions, but in real sense they don't really have each other's back. It's really rare. I'd say rare celebrities I've seen having genuine friendship from like way back. You see like someone like Dr. Phil
Yeah.
na huyu msee mwingine wa Taidi anaitangwaje, huyu mwingine anaitwaje, mkurugenzi. There's Dr. Phil and mkurugenzi.
Yeah.
I was listening to interview ya mkurugenzi during the weekend on Saturday morning, and he was talking about his journey in the industry of becoming who he is. And if you listen him talk, he's mentioning Dr. Phil a lot. Director Phil, Dr. Phil.
Yeah, it's Director Phil. Sini bwana ya nani, ex-husband
Yeah,
wa Kate.
Katie,
Yeah.
Kate actress. So I was like, if you listen literally when anaongea, they've been really through a lot together, and this is true genuine friendship to the point where now they even have a whole company, a production.
Exactly.
It just shows the real genuinity of friendship and hardships that one may go through to be who they really are.
Yeah.
But again, if you look at today, there's not really that much. So many people are just kupakana mafuta. Like I said, I'll be calling it kupakana mafuta,
Yeah,
because you're on the same industry. But when real life things are really hitting, no one is really has your back, like for real. I've also seen this like literally with people literally around me, in the industry, but people are moving in just fake and shady ways, So if you really have genuine, we find genuine people who are really there for you, keep them. That's what I was saying with the quote I was reading. Thanks to the strangers, because you'll find actually strangers who are gonna help you a whole lot more than people have been there for you like 10 years, literally. Because me, if I look at my life, it's strangers who have helped me a whole lot more than family, more than friends. I could call friends. People I used to call friends. They used to tell me, "You're always begging." Because I could beg until it was their turn. I'm like, "Yo, tables is your turn, bruv. Tables your turn. Now it's you begging me. Now is the beggar." So. Treat people nice, be humble again, just find your tribe. I don't know if I'm gonna say it. Find your tribe, find people who are really genuine. It's rare, of course people are gonna pretend, but try as much as you can, tap into the right energy, and you'll know who are the right people for you.
That is so true. I believe we are multifaceted beings, and we're always evolving, like being the best version of ourselves. And religion cripples you to this individuality about you should do this, you should be like this for the rest of your life. And that's why people I feel break free, because they feel like I'm not being the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why people break out of it. But if you're on your spiritual journey, it's different, because you know you are connecting to the divine, the creator within you, and it's a journey, and you actually evolve being the best version of yourself each and every day. But religion cripples you, and there's a way it makes you feel like if you do this, you're not as good enough. If you do this, you're good enough. So you're living a life where you're not free enough. You're not a free bird. You're supposed to actually be the best version of yourself. Live out loud. So I believe you're supposed to actually be on a spiritual journey, just like in search each and every day. It's a journey. It's an eternal journey, and it's definitely within you. The Creator will always guide you. You'll be aligned. Everything will fall into place, and I believe that your tribe will definitely be attracted to your personality, to who you are, and your purpose literally actually just also aligns with who you are, right? If you walk in it. But the fact that you've been put in a box, it's hard. And it's not gonna last for long. And that's what you see right now. Maybe it's not the way it used to be at the time. So you should always be very conscious also with relationship. Always, each and every day.
And I definitely agree with both of you, because if you have a talent and you're free, you'll actually be yourself. Like, for example, look at us, where we are not restricted, right? You can be yourself. In fact, the first time I did my show here, because I was doing a different show, I've always done like entertainment shows ever since I've been on radio, right? So the first time I was told to be yourself, like just do whatever. Be yourself.
You never hear that, right?
Let it come with your own personality. So you do what you're best at, what you basically know. And I was like, what do you think about it? It was like, if you like it, then that's what you go for, you know. And so you find you even like feel really more comfortable. You want to do research more, whichever. Like auko kwa restrictions. But look at medias and unaambiwa say this. You can't say this. You can't say this. So it's like you're talking on behalf of somebody. You're not being your true and authentic self. So if somebody limits you even in your career, in your space, in your talent, utapata hata kama unafaa uandike music. Like even artists who write music, akianza anaandika music yako kwa I was attracted to your first music, and then now she's become big, and you're like, kumse siku hizi unapujia nini? You ask yourself, ni nini ili change? Kumbe ameambiwa na record label the place is working for, that this is where you're supposed, this is the directions you take. But if you're a real one, you definitely see the difference between when this person was starting, when they were themselves. And that is what attracted people, you being original, you being your true and authentic self. I feel like that is why maybe a lot of that
I've said authenticity will take you places. That's literally, you know, authenticity will take you places like you wouldn't even have to knock the doors. It will just open doors for you, like just being your true self. Because again, I've said this, just me personally, I think being myself, like it has really helped me a lot, like a whole lot. Just being myself, being an open people say I'm mouthy. I've seen some of my friends say I'm mouthy, but I think not being mouthy. I'm just open. I'm just open. I'll talk about my shit. I'll talk about literally things that are going on around me because I'm comfortable talking about them. But there's someone who's not comfortable with that, talking about their problems or you know, opening their issues to other people. Me, I'm comfortable. So I feel like with that, especially just moving authentically has really helped me in my career, in my life, in everything. So move authentically, being honest.
I definitely do agree. But of course, family, that is how we come to the end of our show. Shout out to Mr. Black on Fire and of course Zero Mosquito on the comment section. He actually said exactly 100% Joby. It's called zoning laws. You can't have a club in certain areas because of the noise. Literally. I was saying you have to zone certain business to certain areas around the city.
Not Africa,
literally. And somebody's also saying, that's General saying, good afternoon, Shmani, what's the gossip? I mean, the topic. He's saying, don't nobody listen to gospel music anymore. He's also asking, I'm saying, I'm a download rapper, I'm saying, he wants to hear my songs. I always sometimes play them. Keep up, Gemma Mosquito. Keep up, literally. But of course, that is how we come to the end of our show. What are your closing remarks?
Much love. It's been a great conversation. Hope you stay educated every single day right here on the Blackout Fire. But it doesn't end there. See you guys tonight on the Africa Today show. We're gonna talk about, I can't remember, but yes, whatever.
Karen.
Now there's a topic. I can't
Karen
remember, but
also.
yeah.
Karen, yeah.
See you guys there.
Have a beautiful Monday, the rest of your week. I'm sending you so much love and light. Be yourself, shine bright, honey. Remember, you are the change the world needs to see. Take care.
Much love, fam. See you later. Do remember we do this every Tuesday, every Monday and Friday, same time, same place. Much love.
Bye.